Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. It is getting close to the end of August already. Goodness, August 20th. We are going to do our weekly check-in. So for those of you who haven't done this before, you just type in me, please, in the comment section, and I will give you a card for the week. I'm not going to necessarily look at specific issues. So, asking me about a job or a relationship, you're going to have to just apply the card that I give you to the questions that you have about this week. But let's see, a couple of things I want to announce. Energy Awareness 3 is coming, which means that there are free student readings available. They can be virtual. In fact, they probably will be virtual because most of the students that I'm got are not local. So if you are looking to get some insight into something and you want to work with an intuitive, would be a chance to do so. There's on my website, there should be a place to look or you can send me a message to get signed up. And there's like 3 or 4 spots a week starting not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. So check that out. There is a Reiki connection. It's like a year-long program starting that Stephanie does here at the studio. That's coming up. As always, we've got group healings, new moon rituals, sound baths. We have a metaphysical pop-up shop on the 9th of September. Sample day this Friday. For those of you who want to try out in our local, you can try out our in-person sessions. So we got a lot of things going on. The Light Council Live is coming up at the end of September. So that's just where I channel the Light Council, which they always have really interesting things to say about what's going on. So anyway, there you go. There's the rundown. Okay, today we're using Merlin. Merlin is connection and mentorship, Ascended Master Spray. So sending that your way. I've got several stones on my desk, but today I'm going to highlight the purpurite. It's not necessarily super beautiful in this format, but it's really good for change. And it's really good for kind of grounding into your own knowing, which I definitely need right this minute. Okay, we're going to use the Yantra deck, and we're going to use the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baird-Reed. I have several of her decks. I use her a lot. Okay, so again, here's how to play. But we're going to first do a general reading, and then we'll do a 1, 2, 3, which will be an opportunity for those of you who are watching later to get a card, because you can pick 1, 2, 3. And for those of you who are watching live, that'll be the start of your personal reading. Okay, but everything builds on this reading, this part that we do here. Here we go. Okay, so the first part of this week is starting off with loving what is, just accepting even the crunchy stuff, the stuff that doesn't feel great. The resistance to what is what makes us crazy, right? And I have definitely been in resistance myself. So here's your helper card. Oneness upside down, okay? So what I'm hearing from the guides about this card this week is what's going to help us is to come back to ourselves, come back to our truth, come back to what we know. Yeah, everybody else can have their own versions of what's going on too, but we don't necessarily have to buy into it or accept it. It's more about ourselves right now and our truth and getting really in touch with what that even means. Okay. End of the week, some emotions are getting blocked. So this could be stuff that we just don't want to face. Just kind of know this might be why there's an inward call, because you might be called to take care of yourself instead of worry about what everybody else thinks and feels right now. Okay. All right. That's this week. Let's get going. So, okay, we're going to start off with 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody. So tune into yourself. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so just come to your heart, check in which number feels like it's calling you, and here's your start of your reading. If you picked 1. Now, Colette Baird-Reed, she has stuff in when it's upside down, it means it's in the protection mode, okay? And some of her cards in the Hidden Realms decks are never, they're just both the same. But this one is upside down, the Horse King, okay? Which says assistance and control. So this, if we go back to that message that we were going inward, control what is yours to control, let go of the rest. Whatever isn't yours is going to just, make you crazy if you try to control it. So if you've gotten 1 this week, it's like, Take charge of what is yours to take charge of. Be the master of your own domain and let other people be the master of theirs, okay? If you picked 2, you got the well watcher in protective mode, okay? Which is wisdom, power of the divine. Now, again, if we see these cards over and over, by the way, that'll be for all of us. But now, if you picked 2, again, the message of the divine energy is within yourself. Okay. So protecting your own divinity, protecting your own divine truth this week. If you picked 2, you might need to back off from the world and how unsafe the world has been feeling so that you can come back to your own truth. Thinking that someone else has the answers for you is one of the ways we get ourselves into trouble. So just kind of this message is also just acknowledging that there might be some space to find some answers within. If you picked 3, we got all protectors this week. The sacred union, partnership, and romance. So upside down, the sacred union. This card is basically just saying that it's not necessarily a week for even a partnership unless it's really truly an earned partnership. This partnership is proven to be safe and sacred during vulnerable times. Great, go in. If not, it's okay to be kind of on your own this week. All right. That's just what I'm hearing from the guides. Okay. I know with Colette Baron Reed's deck, she does very much encourage you to read the booklets. And I do sometimes, but this is also me just listening to your guides. Okay, let's get started. So just FYI, there's 3 different platforms coming in. If you go onto YouTube earlier than when it starts and goes live, and you hit subscribe and you hit the notification bell, you will get notified when I'm going live, and it'll let you comment earlier. So you will notice that all the people that are up at the top of the list are coming from YouTube. So I would encourage going in from YouTube. But those of you who are coming in from Facebook, I see you too. So I'm going to just acknowledge Safari Spirit, Clara, Crystal, Andrea. I see you guys. Just give me a second to get to you. Okay. All right. And Blair, hi. All right. Patty, let's start with you. Again, you guys, if you hear a message that feels like it's for you, it probably is. The guides like to clump things together. All right. So Patty, you got the chess queen. Trust and strategize. Now, see, if we go with that go within message, this is a time for you this week to kind of notice where you want to get in touch with yourself and come up with a plan. Come up with your own plan first. Share it with everyone else later, not this week. Maybe wait until your plan is a little more solid. Okay. All right. Tiff. You've got the Lady of the Mirror upside down, okay? So reflection and non-judgment. So this is kind of a shadow work week for you. This would be a week to kind of look at where you're feeling judged, where you're feeling kind of reactive, where you're wanting to push away. What's driving you back to yourself? And see if you can come back to yourself truly and reflect on what you want to think about yourself and how you can kind of drop that self-judgment. Okay, Kimberly. Sister of the Seasons, upside down, protective mode, cycle growth, natural law, divine order. Okay, so this card is basically saying everything has its season. Sometimes we get tricked, like especially here, like in Colorado, where we get these, fluctuations that can kind of be dramatic. Oh, it's spring now. Oh, it's fall now. It's winter. Nope, now it's back to fall. So this card is just basically saying, like, do acknowledge your own seasons and acknowledge what you want to be doing right now. Do you want to be shedding things? Do you want to be bringing things in? Do you want new growth? Do you want to go dormant for a bit? With the message of going within, I would say it would be a good time to kind of retreat inward, like a tree who drops his leaves and then goes inward. Miranda, you got the dream walker right side up. Okay, so this week for you is dreams and the collective good and recognizing the illusions. There's a dragon in this card. I love the dragons. The dragons are always very helpful as in protected, grounded earth energy. Okay, so yes, this planet is very loud in its drama, and it's also temporary for all of us. We're coming through this, and nothing's permanent in this realm. So this is a good week to kind of think about what you want to be creating that might be permanent, a legacy of some sort or something about yourself. Okay, Another Kimberly. So the thing too to pay attention to, you guys, is that you want to be paying attention to the name on the screen, because sometimes there's more than one with the same name. Of course, if you resonate with any card that you hear, even if your name's not on the screen, that's okay. All right, Kimberly, Metal King, discipline, armor, and boundaries. You know, I had this really interesting reading where, and I felt I love listening to the guides because they give me so much wisdom, even when I'm listening to your guides. But good boundaries gives us more freedom because we know where we can venture. We don't have to be kind of like cautiously testing. We know where the boundary is. So this boundary is like, give yourself boundaries so you can have freedom. Okay. Not so you can lock yourself away in a castle, but so that you can be out running around free and know where, where the lines are. Okay. All right. Rob, you got the hungry ghosts, okay? So obsession, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. I love to say, watch out for growing moss, the mindset of scarcity. So this card is saying that you might be a little bit attached to some things that are ready to be let go of, or that are no longer serving you. This might be a good week even to clear out clutter, your guide said, or throw out some things that you've been reluctant to throw out, but you know it's time for them to go, okay? All right, blossoming lotus. Oh, we have a sound bath tonight, you guys. If there's still spaces, so 5 o'clock tonight at the Healing Studio. If you're local, there's spots. You can just drop in. Oh, you got 2 cards, blossoming lotus. Okay, you got the Shadow Queen. Okay, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. Okay, so be paying attention to that, and pay attention to where people might be wanting something from you, and you want to be careful not to push that envelope as far as like feeling obligated to give away all your secrets. And then you got upside down sister of the season, so similar to what Kimberly got. It's like, what season are you in, and are you working with that season, or are you fighting against it? So if it's a season of letting go and you're trying to hang on to things, you know what happens to those poor trees that haven't dropped their leaves when it snows in a big snowstorm, big emotional coldness, the branches break, right? So this is just a time to let go of what needs to be let go of. Okay, Cynthia, for you this week, you've got the Shadow Queen upside down. Okay, so that's the message that Blossoming Lotus just got. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. They'll stack the messages when they're wanting to get something into to the group as a collective. Okay, so yours is upside down, but it's kind of like, how are you manipulating yourself? What are you expecting of yourself? This week, go inside yourself and find that wisdom that you've already kind of turned into knowledge, like that it's nothing to learn right now. It's just to integrate what you already know. Okay. Kelly, you got the Dreamwalker upside down. So there's that dragon again, but at this time is upside down. Dream the collective good and illusions, but this is calling you back to yourself. What illusions are you wanting to feed into, and why? And in a good way, what's good for all involved, but in particular, what's good for you? Envision into that. Okay. All right. Diane, coming to you. All right. And if you guys are watching and you're not, haven't typed in me, please yet, that's how you're going to get a card. I'm going to get to as many of people as we can in this time period. I'm generally pretty successful because I talk fast. All right, Diane, you got the eyes of beauty upside down. Okay. Positive expectations and clarity. So see where you're expecting negativity this week. Be on the lookout for where maybe your vision has gotten a little bit in a habit of seeing things not okay, and see if you can kind of train yourself to be looking for what is. Okay. Jenny, you've got the Chess Queen. Second time we've seen that right side up. This is a good week to go within, start strategizing your life. Maybe don't share it with anybody because of the messages of going within this week. It might be a week for you to just start thinking about what you want and go from there. Okay, Hannah, your card is the resting tree upside down, patience and stillness. What this is saying is, come back now. See how she's within. This is the week. This is the call. Come back to yourself. Rest. Notice where you're being impatient. Notice where your impatience might be pushing you into places you didn't intend to go. Okay. Just because something's uncomfortable, sometimes we have to sit in the uncomfortableness for a minute just to get the real true answers about where we're headed. Janelle, Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention and detachment. Now, this card basically is saying you got to let go. You've already pointed the arrow. It's time to let go of the arrow so that it can actually hit its mark. So whatever you've been thinking about doing this week would be a good week to let it go into action, okay? So most of us are getting the go within. You're getting the point your arrow, let it go. Donnie, you got the eyes of beauty right side up. Positive expectations and clarity. So this week, that's just an encouragement to be positive. Be positive, expect the best, be able to be supportive of the arrow that's getting shot, and let yourself know that you're part of that plan too. Don't feel left behind is what the guides just said. Okay, Tanya, you got the Ice Queen. Okay, so ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. Okay, so look out. The energy of entitlement is really big right now. We're kind of in this risky space, at least in the US mindset right now, where we're just very victim oriented and we're expecting things to be the way we want them to be. And I say that's a vulnerable time because this is where, we kind of could get the savior complex where somebody comes in and says, I have the answers for you. And we just want to be careful to, give ourselves a pause and get the answers from ourselves, not get answers from anybody else. Okay. Nicole, you got the Desert Prince upside down, protection mode of survival and false promises. So when it's upside down, it's saying be protective of yourself. Be aware when you're in survival mode, or if someone else around you is in survival mode, you might be getting a negative experience because you're in that scarcity mindset of just surviving. And if you're just trying to survive, there's not a lot of other things that can happen. So this is just warning you that check in, make sure you're not telling yourself false things about survival. Seth, you got the Lady of Lightning. Now, she doesn't come in a protective mode. She just is always in the action. So sometimes shock, surprises, total paradigm shift. So this week, let your mind be blown. Open your mind up, open your eyes up, and see how you can see something very different for the first time. Maybe something that's been there this whole time, but now it's changing for you. Okay. All right, Cece. And I'm going to say hi to the bottom of the list just so you guys know I'm coming to you. So Danielle, Blair, Barbara, Clara, I'm coming. Cece. Woo, you got 2 cards. Okay, you got the Arrow Master upside down. So opposite from what Janelle got, which is it's not time to let go of the arrow yet. You might still have some clarifying that needs to happen. And you got the Shadow Queen upside down. Shadow Queen's kind of coming around a bunch, you guys, so we might end up reading her. But acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation upside down. You may not have enough information yet. You might be getting manipulated to do something that's not necessarily good for you. Go slow this week. Go slow on your decision making. Be careful. Okay. Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy. Okay, there's the Shadow Queen again, right side up. So that means we're going to pull her. This is for all of us now, you guys. Christy has brought us to the 3rd pull of the right side. So ally tells you that too many of the details hidden behind your circumstances prevents you from moving forward quickly at this time. She's come with a lantern to help shed light on what is concealed within you or your situation. It's time to wait and let things be revealed. This is what I'm getting, you guys. This week is a week to hold on. There's stuff coming, but we don't know yet what all of it is about. So careful decision making this week. Caution, go within. Trust yourself first. Work on the 3rd eye. Okay. Kira, you got the Lady of the Mirror, reflection and non-judgment, right side up. So just take a look at yourself. Try and be kind to yourself. Try to notice where you might be giving yourself a little bit of negativity about yourself and just see the good things about yourself now. Finn, you got the Hawk Prince upside down, spirit communication and paying attention. So paying attention to within right now, not necessarily out there. What's your spirit telling you? What does your heart tell you? Take a minute to listen to those sides of yourself. Robin and Jordan. Robin, you got the spiral dancer. Okay, so circuitous route perception. This is about that spiral and everything unfolding in kind of a specific way. Okay, so just know that you're doing a healing dance right now. Jordan, we're always in a healing dance, I suppose, but Jordan, you've got the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. So because of this going within week, right, we want to be very much about paying attention to what is going on around us and tell ourselves the truth about what is happening, okay? So be aware of that. Natalie, you got the fire prince, optimism and aggression, okay? The fire is very purifying. It's very action-oriented. So it's kind of opposite of the message that we're getting about going within and pausing, but it might be about purifying some things for yourself, clarifying what you want, giving yourself a little more passion or action in the direction that feels good to you, okay? Janice, you got the dragon's duel, okay? So inner conflict, morality, conscious choice, okay? So this is like kind of like yin and yang. It's kind of this kind of devil and angel on one, each shoulder kind of thing. Just kind of be aware of those conflicting parts of yourself and do give yourself room to do the work and reflect on what you want, okay? Joe, you got the Metal King upside down. Discipline, armor, and boundaries. What I'm hearing is the protective mode is the boundaries have already been set, okay? Just stick with them. Just stick with the boundaries. Be consistent. That's what helps keep the boundaries in that space where it gives us freedom, because we always know where the line is. We always know, and everybody else knows too, okay? Kalina, you got the Arrow Master upside down, so this is hitting the mark. This is saying not this week for you, not this week to let go of the arrow. You have not pointed it yet fully in the direction that would be useful. So give yourself some inward reflection, okay? Sam, okay, Arrow Master, this right side up. Some of you are getting the action, some of you are getting the don't take action, okay? So this card is basically for you, Sam, is a week to hit the mark. So go ahead and let it go. You have defined what you want, so now it's time to let it go. And also just practice detachment. Practice that you did your best and you're doing your best, and now you have to let the arrow do its thing, okay? Lisa, okay, you got the prison wave upside down. This is a mindset of scarcity warning. Okay, self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. It was upside down, so it's in the protective. It's basically saying when you go inward this week and you are paying attention to your own voice, be aware that you might be carrying around some poverty consciousness. I'm hearing that you might be benefiting from ancestor work. So going and having a conversation with what your ancestors believe to be true about poverty and things like that. It's interesting because the ancestors, they had to do what they had to do. And it's in our cells to remember that, but it's maybe not in our cells to act on it because those times are different. All right, Carrie, you got the Eagle King upside down. Okay, so this is the big picture and angelic help. The big picture is not available yet. You don't have enough information. It's not time to have the big picture. It's just a matter of continuing to work in your vortex of desire. When you're in a place that you don't like, it's really highlighting what you're wanting to be there instead, but it also highlights the separation between who you are and where you want to be. And that highlighting of the separation, law of attraction rules say you're going to be keeping yourself apart from it because you in your head are apart from it. Begin to think about unifying with that desire. This week, unify with yourself. Courtney. Ooh, High Lord of Gratitude and Service for you. All right. Selfless humility, conscious action. Okay. So this is a good week for you to just be shining your light, using your truth, using your skills and your intuition, and let it just be going on the high road the whole week. Okay. Terry, you've got the Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance, okay? So life is precious, as you know, and this is basically saying that your celebration of yourself is going to be the key this week. Celebration of all that has been and all that can be, potential, possibility. It's an inward celebration right now, and it may not make sense to other people why you are celebrating, given whatever else is going on. So just be aware. This is a good week to celebrate you as a living being. Heidi, you got the Rainbow Prince upside down. Compensation and perseverance. You're not going to get compensated this week for what you've been doing. So attach to the detachment of that. Just let yourself know that it will come, that the universe does not work in a vacuum. It's always bringing you what you've earned when you are ready to have it, but this week might not be the week yet. Okay. Patty. Okay, chess queen right side up, third time's a charm, trust and strategizing. Okay, so this means this card is for all of us, but Patty in particular, you really want to be very loud with this for yourself. I'm going to pull the book out and just read you a little bit. Okay, ready? The chess queen has all the tools you need to aid you in your quest for a life of purpose, peace, and prosperity. When she arrives as your ally, you're given the task of asking Spirit for a vision of your life. Also ask to know the right actions to ensure the part in this process of unfolding. Then, with a sense of trust, allow the strategy to be given into your divine. And all are your own goals and desires in alignment with the divine plan for your life. Okay, so this is why we got to go inward, because we have to really check in. Am I on track? Why am I doing what I'm doing? How can I do more of what I want? Okay. Andrea, you got the River Queen upside down. Okay. So she is flow, letting go, natural movement, but maybe going to have a little hard time with that this week, a little hard time going with the flow. I'm actually seeing the image from your guides of you kind of almost being on the bank of the river and waiting a little bit for the right time to jump back in. So this week might be a week of going into your own internal flow, not necessarily the outward flow. Crystal. Okay, you got the high Lord of gratitude and service upside down. Okay, so this is selflessness, humility, conscious action. This week, it's only for you. This week is not about everybody else. This week is going in and giving yourself compassion, giving yourself conscious action, letting yourself answer the question, why am I doing what I'm doing, kind of thing. Okay. All right, Clara. And I see Astrid and Pamela. Danielle, Blair, Barbara, coming. I'm almost there. Okay. Clara, they double down sometimes on these cards when they come together, right? So this basically, I shuffled, you got the same thing, same message as Crystal. So a little bit more about that is that you are just going to be taking care of your own wisdom. Maybe you don't even have enough of the wisdom that you need to do what is what is meant to do for anyone else but you. It's a very deep time of self-inventory this week for you guys. Be in that self-inventory space so that you can see what's coming up next and what might be in your way of what you want. Barbara. Here, come on. There you go. Barbara, you got the well watcher. Okay, upside down, wisdom, power of the divine. No one else has the answers right now. I'm hearing that there's a very big push for you guys to know this. No one else has the answers. You can take wisdom from all over the place, but be in the integration of that within your truth. Okay. You're the one with the answers on that. Blair, you got the Desert Prince upside down. So similar to Nicole's message, survival and false promises. Be careful where you're actually in survival mode when you don't need to be in survival mode, because survival mode does not serve us if we aren't truly in the about to be eaten or about to be killed. Instead, more conscious action is required, which is more of a leveling up of our truth, our action, and our understanding from our heart versus that fight or flight mode. Okay. All right, Danielle, you got the Hungry Ghost upside down. Okay, so this is about obsession, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. When it's upside down, I'm hearing be careful who you judge. I'm kind of actually hearing that whole phrase, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. This card is very much saying that the people around you are reflecting something to you. Whatever you're frustrated about might be something that you could look into, doing that deep self-inventory that they're telling us to do this week to see where maybe you are attached to something that you've judged another for being attached to. Okay. Astrid, you got the River Queen right side up. And there's flow, letting go, natural movement. Okay. So let yourself be in the flow this week. Okay. You've got some help from your natural helpers. It's already in motion. There's things I'm very much getting to let your emotions be as elevated as possible, not falsely, but just as elevated as possible. Okay. All right, Pamela, You've got the chess queen upside down. So we've been seeing this. So this card has been coming and coming and coming. Okay, so I'm going to just read the chess queen upside down because we already read the chess queen right side up. But there's sometimes a different message. So it's so for the upside down message. So for those of you who are more in the hold on, don't strategize. It says, perhaps it's time to let go and turn your life over to the care of the higher power. You can never lose when spirit plays the game of life on your behalf. Okay, so there's a little bit of a you strategize and self-inventory, take and then also don't forget to surrender a little bit to the bigger picture. Okay, last one. Marijuana. All right, here we go. You got the word Lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty. Okay, so this week be aware that your words matter. What you put out there in the world matters, and then give yourself some time to understand that karma comes to you, no matter what you say or why you say it. It's putting a vibration out in the world and drawing your life back to you. Okay, that's it for the week, you guys. I will see you next week, same time, same place. If you, like I said, you can go to my YouTube, you can subscribe, hit the bell button. That will give you an opportunity to be notified that I'm going live, but pretty much every week this time, unless I'm on vacation or something comes up. Thank you all for paying attention to the messages from your guides. I will talk to you later. Bye.